Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This time I will build the famous US Navy Fleet Defender legend, the Grumman F-14A Tomcat. For this build I choose the 1:72 scale Hobbyboss kit. I wanted to use the Academy kit, but it's an old kit, and after my experience with the F-14D Rebel kit, it's better to use something new. Molds and panel lines on this model look very nice, so I hope the fitting will be without problems. The Hobbyboss kit includes two camouflages of the VF-1 Father Squadron North-X Wolfpack from the late 70s and early 1990s. The instruction manual is very helpful and every build step is easy to follow. The water slide decal sheet looks fantastic. It also includes decals for the cockpit and air-to-air missiles. This time I want my Tomcat to look better than the previous one, so I will upgrade it with the Fuselage cockpit from Edward. I hope this build will be a great one. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for not missing any new notifications. Alright, let's start with the build. The first step is the cockpit build. Before I apply the Fuselage metal parts, I clean all plastic parts with a sharp knife. Now I cut out the metal parts and glue them to the plastic cockpit with a PVA glue. I will also use super glue, but in this step is no need for it. Super glues are aggressive towards clear parts, so it's better to use PVA glue. I will show you this work step later in the video. The ejection seat assembly consists of three parts. For this step I used glue like Mr. Cement S and Rebel contactor. The assembly was very quick. Now I can paint all cockpit parts with Mr. Color paints. For a better color adhering, I sprayed the metal parts with a surfacer. After surfacing, I sprayed the cockpit parts with a light gray and black color. Now I paint all small parts with a thin paintbrush. For edge and detail highlighting, I dry brush all parts with a dark gray paint. Now I add a layer of clear varnish, because it's time to apply washes. For this project I will use washes from MIG production. MIG washers dry out after 20 minutes and now I remove them with a cotton swab. The last step before applying Edward photo etch parts is to add a final layer of matte varnish. The first step are the avionics side panels and instrument panel. For this work step I better use a cyanide acrylic superglue. The Edwards PE parts are very nicely detailed and includes lots of small pieces. It's a 1:72 scale, so some of the parts are very tiny. I don't have good eyes like I had before, so I had to use my glasses and a special magnifying headband. The cockpit parts are finished, so I can assemble the whole cockpit together. Some of the PE parts will be glued at the end of the whole Tomcat build. I will come to that later. Now I glue the cockpit to the front section of the fuselage. The fit was quite good, but some areas had fitting imperfections. To be sure, I added a weight to the radar cone. The next step are the jet turbines and air intakes. I paint the turbines with a metallic steel color and air intakes with a light cool gray. Now I wash the turbines with a neutral gray wash. The wash can be easily removed after 20 minutes. After the wash step is finished, I glue the turbines and the air intakes to the lower part of the fuselage. Next step is the Tomcat swept wings assembly. The wing parts have a very nice fit connection. For a better joint, I use a combination of Revell Contacta glue and Mr. Cement. I also use these cheap modeling clamps from Revell. This tool is very helpful and reliable, and it costs just a few dollars. Now I glue the outlet nozzles to the fuselage. I decided to work on them before the paint job. The whole wings and fuselage assembly was a bit tricky. The sash folding mechanism does not work properly. There is too much space in the fuselage, so it happens that the gears skip and the wing sweep is not symmetrical. I think this is one of the main problems with the Tomcat models. I also encountered this problem with the Italeri and Revell kits. The fuselage fit was good, but without problems. Lots of filling will be needed. Now I can assemble the front part of the fuselage and also glue the vertical stabilizers. I checked out lots of pictures of the F-14A and I didn't find any heads-up display. All technical data were transferred on the front canopy section, so I can glue it to the fuselage. Now it's time to fill the model with putty. I must say that this 2011 kit is full of gaps and imperfections. Another putty monster in my collection. The putty will dry for 5 hours. Meanwhile, I'll work on the air-to-air missiles. The kit includes 2 AIM-9 Sidewinder, 2 AIM-7 Sparrow and 4 AIM-54 Phoenix missiles. The Sidewinder and Sparrow missiles are molded from one piece, only the Phoenix must be put together. And there are more gaps between the fitting, so I have to fill them with putty. I also assembled the landing gear, wheels and the fuel tanks. The putty dried out, so I can start to set it down. Alright, I think that's enough for this video. In the second part of the Tomcat build, I will focus on the paint job, decals, weathering and cockpit photo etch parts. Please subscribe to my channel, like or leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.